This video shares 6 tips to help you complete your cost share funding application. Ontario producers like DeBackere have successfully applied for Canadian Agricultural Partnership funding using these guidelines.
DeBackere Farm Market here at Union, Ontario. We grow 26 different crops on 100 plus acres of soil, and we probably market 75% of our produce through the farm market. I applied for partnership funding because I felt the projects I applied for were important for the longevity of our business, one being food safety and the other being labor productivity. We've done applications in the past where it just involved a paper application, and the partnership application is so much simpler. It's online. You tick the box and you put an explanation of how that fits the project objective, and it just simplifies the whole process.
Tip number 1, go online to ontarioprogramguides.net and be sure you understand all the information about the project category you're applying for. DeBackere applied for technology and equipment to improve labor productivity.
Asparagus is a very labor-intensive crop. It utilizes about 58% of our production costs. And when minimum wage went up in 2018, 22+%, we knew we had to get ahead of it.
DeBackere's partnership project supported the purchase of a new and novel asparagus harvesting machine to increase labor productivity.
We chose that project is because it really addressed the fact that our labor costs are high, and it reduced them by over 50%.
Tip number 2, ensure you meet the eligibility criteria. Applications are evaluated based only on the information submitted and will not be considered if they do not meet eligibility criteria or if they're incomplete. This includes having a Farm Business Registration Number, FBRN, and a valid Premises Identification, PID number. A farm business may have up to 2 separate applications under consideration at one time. There is no limit to the number of cost share projects that you have or to the number of projects you can complete over the 5-year span of the partnership. Tip number 3, know the results you want to achieve and demonstrate how they line up with the objectives of the project category you are applying for.
I attended a Grow Your Farm Profits workshop, and it really taught me what I needed to do, the skills I needed to do an action plan, what all was involved in that, and how to do a labor productivity plan. The workshop leaders were very helpful in they want you to succeed in your project application, and that's an important part of the process too, to discuss with the project leader or workshop leader that hey, am I on the right path here? And they are there to help you out.
Tip number 4, provide all required documentation listed on the project category page.
Forms were very specific in what requirements you needed to apply. One thing that we found we needed was, for the labor productivity, one of the criteria was the equipment had to be new or novel, and we had to prove that, or get a letter stating that it was used by less than 20% of the industry. And the other thing we had to do was update our labor productivity plan to reflect on the impact that the new one-man machines would have on the operation.
Tip number 5, review the merit assessment criteria for your project category. Applications are assessed using merit assessment criteria, which are specific to each project category.
I think the biggest tip I can give producers is to rely on your workshop leader to point you in the right direction where you need it. And probably before the application process even starts, to discuss with them the merits and whether you think it's going to be eligible or not, or what your chances are, and they're there to help you out.
Tip number 6, submit your completed application form along with required documentation by the application intake deadline. Applications are submitted electronically. You can apply and submit all required documentation at ontarioprograms.net.
I'm not the most computer literate person, but the program's really easy to follow. It's all step by step, and you just, like I said, check the boxes you need to check, and it's a very simple process. If I can do it, anybody can.